Welcome back to the channel, everyone. P Street Garage, and work is going to continue today on the 69 bay window. And in previous videos, I redid these two corners. You saw that. Most of the metal work is done going down the sides. What I want to do now is I want to address this little area here, which is right above the deck lid. And you can see it's very holy. It's not only just holy in the front or on the face, it's also really deteriorated on the bottom. So I'm not sure how I'm going to address this, if I'm going to try to make a whole new piece, if I'm going to make little patches. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the grinding wheel and I'm going to scuff this all up to see just how bad this is. And I also have a spare piece that came with the bus. I just dug this out of my pile, so it's also in rough shape. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to also clean that one up, and just to see what I'm left with, with this, and what I'm left with here, and see how I can go about patching this up. All right, after a quick pass with the grinder, you can see that this is pretty deteriorated. Oh my, yeah. Not only on the face, but underneath as well. In a couple spots, anyway. Yeah, there's a huge hole here. You could just call that a drain hole, I guess. If there was a drain hole, this never would have happened. On my spare piece, on the green piece, the surface is really good, but the underside is deteriorated. So, I think I'll take these off. I gotta figure out the best way to repair this now. Right now, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know that I want to cut all this out and remove it. It's all really welded in there to the ribs. And I mean, I'll never be able to replicate this. Not a chance. Am I going to cut little squares? I could do little patches. But that's going to be a lot of time, a lot of welding, a lot of grinding. And I'm going to end up with Bondo. Or should I cut out a big slab of this one and try to graft it in? If it was pristine, yes, but it's not really. Unless I detached it from this, I could detach this one, fix the bottom, and then graft in a section of it. Okay, I'm going to ponder this for a minute, and I'll bring you back once I figure something out. Okay, well, I just liberated this piece that was from the my parts bin, whatever this green bus was at one time. So I got this piece separated, and I kind of had an idea that I would maybe fix the bottom of this piece, and then maybe just make a long slice along here and sort of embed this in. But I don't know if I'm making more work for myself by doing that, or should I just go cut out this bad section. It's going to be a lot of piecemeal. It's kind of going to be piecemeal anyway, but there are really good sections of metal in here. I could take out, if I need this, I could take out a section here, graft it in, graft it in. So, because I'm not 100% sure. Like down here as an example, there's pinholes here in the face, but the underside is good. So whenever I can avoid welding underneath, I avoid it. So this here could just be a little rectangle. I just have to cut and butt, make it slightly below the surface, and then filler can fix that. Same with over here. Now this one's gone underneath. This one's really gone underneath, so these could be a couple sections where I wrap around. I think, always subject to change, as you know, but I think I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to go in sections. I don't want to risk, if I embed this, number one, it's too short. It's not, if it was the entire length, I could put it in, but it's not. And I don't want to risk putting the hinges in the wrong location so that my lid doesn't shut. So I think I may respect the hinges that are on the bus. They actually look nicer than these ones. For now anyway. I'm going to work in sections. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, well, this is my idea. I don't know. Best thing I can come up with for now. It's absolutely crazy to be doing all these little patches on a flat panel like this, but this is how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to try anyway, and we'll see what happens. So I'll start salvaging some of this. I'll salvage as much of this as I can and try to piece that in. Okay, let's get started on that. All right, a little change of plans. I decided to cut out a bigger slot. That way there's just one piece to deal with. And that's my idea right here. Again, the recycled green piece. I'll put this one in. I'll line up the two bottom corners. Then it'll be slice the top and embedded in. Yeah, let's try that. Let's do a little bit of OSFO while we're at it. Okay, that could only help. So here's the idea. Nice and flush down here, flush on the other end. So now I'm going to re-slice. And I start pushing this in. Pushing it in and tacking it. All right, let's see how this works. That's working. Okay, so there's 2 passes with the welder, 2 passes with the grinder, and that is almost seamless. Almost seamless. In fact, that's good enough for filler. Good enough for an amateur. So let's move on now. A couple flat plates here, and then a little angle piece. Let's try that. Okay, so I got this all patched up over here. That'll do for now. It's all new metal. Let's take a look at the engine lid. I just dug that out of storage. Alrighty, I just pulled out my deck lid, and it's very nice. Very, very nice indeed. For 1969, it's almost hard to believe. And you can see the bottom of the lip. I mean, this piece is pretty much pristine. I'm going to shoot a little Osfo into these weeping holes here, let that sit on the inside. And the only issue I seem to have is on the front here, where the light goes. Somebody sliced this at one point, and I'm not sure why. It almost looks like a handle. It's been pulled out the middle, so I'm just going to grind this down, re-weld these flat, flatten this down, and we'll have ourselves a perfect deck lid. It's missing one hinge, but these are available at CIP1 for $50. So I'm gonna get online and order a set of those hinges. But for now, let's fix this up, and this will be done. Okay, here we have it. I think that's going to work just fine. Two cracks are welded up. The middle hump has been pounded back down. This is definitely filler ready. So okay, so this was easy. Now let's move on to the next part of the puzzle back here, which the piece down here, I think that's called the rear apron. And I've got a couple of those. Let's dig those out. And they're actually over here. If that's not called the rear apron, feel free to correct me. So there's one, and then the second one's behind. Let's dig those out and see which is the better of the two. All right, I'm looking at both of these. They both have their issues. This is the one that would have been on the bus. It's got a dent in it. It's got a dent on the bottom. I don't know if that would be hidden by the bumper or not. This one here has no dent, but it's very rusty. It's very rusty. In fact, well, there's an area here and an area on top, but the bottom lip is straight. Whereas this one has a dent on the bottom. The middle is good, but it's not, I mean, it's got its issues. It's definitely rusty. I think I'm gonna start by, that one looks more solid for some reason, but with a big hole. This one looks thinner, but more together, if that makes any sense. Since this is the one that came on the bus, I'm going to start by cleaning this one up and see what I get. It's a little bit on the thin side, but I'm going to try to save this one. A few patches, and let's see if we can make this work. So I got that ding pounded out. Not too bad. I'm going to do some cut and butt patches on here and grind them smooth. And although this has gotten a little thin, it's still all together, and I think this will work as an apron. Let's give this a shot. Alrighty, well, I'm going to consider this done. This is my patch. I did a lap weld, so it's lap welded over top only. But, I mean, this is behind. No one's ever going to see this. And this is the back side of these other welds. I think that works. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I think that's pretty good. Let's finish it off with a coat of flat black. A little bit of protection on this thin metal. All right. Okay, well, there we have it. I'm going to call it for this video. This was just some more rust repair on the back lower end of the bus. So we got our strip done here. Our engine lid is good to go. And then our rear apron has been repaired and patched up. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Thanks for watching. And there's still more rust repair to do on this bus. We'll catch you in the next video.